Hello and welcome to my channel, On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And let's find out what's been on the hook. Well, some things have been on the needles, and I want to talk about that here in just a second. But nothing much on the crochet hook except a whole new sweater. I'll show you that. Crystal's going to model my beautiful cozy Pozy sweater. But I want to point out some egregious mistakes that I made and how I solved the mistakes. So be sure you stay tuned for that. I'll be talking about her in just one moment. But before we go on, I want to welcome Judy Davis to our members, to our On the Hook Crochet community. Thank you, Judy, for joining up. She's an alpaca member, and you'll be getting your free pattern of your choice at the 1st of December. So that's just coming up next week. So be looking for that from Mr. On the Hook. He handles all that for me, and I appreciate him very, very much. Well, this is my Thanksgiving show, and welcome to you all. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Now, I have to admit, I am taping this on Wednesday. I'm taping this on Tuesday because I'm having some house guests coming in on Wednesday, and they're going to be here until Sunday or Saturday, forget which one. Anyway, I want to make sure that I have all my time for them, and I'm not trying to work in a video or anything. So I'm taping this on Tuesday. So a couple things about that. First of all, I'm not doing giveaways today. This is on Friday when you're going to see this, but if you want to sign up for a giveaway, ooh, I just knocked something over. If you want to sign up for a giveaway, go back to my last video and you can see things there that I'm giving away for next Friday. So be sure you sign up. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this video. Up in the corner, you'll see it, and just click on that and you can watch it and sign up for the giveaway if you haven't done that already. Now, on this particular video, I'm going to allow y'all to sign up for the book that I tried to give away and it wasn't claimed. Now that person can claim it in the next week, but you can go ahead and sign up for it. I'll be picking the winner next week. So the book is the beautiful Crochet Designs book by Edie Eichmann. Very, very nice, beautiful motifs in there. Beautiful. You can see it on the video that I did last week, but sign up for it this week, just that one thing, and just say the word book, and you can be in the running for next Friday if the original winner did not claim the gift, okay? So sign up on this video for book, and you'll be in the running for next Friday. And then also next Friday, we'll give away the gifts that we signed up for on the previous video, last Friday's video, and there'll be a link to that. So if you want to sign up for those, you can do it there if you haven't already. If you have, don't worry about it. It'll be on there. And then on this video, sign up for book, and that'll be a special giveaway if the original winner has not claimed her book. So there you go. Book on this one and watch the other one for the last giveaway. I'll be giving all of that away this coming Friday, or not this Friday, but next Friday. So they'll give you plenty of time to sign up and watch my videos. Now, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm sure that I will, even though it's Tuesday. I have my family coming in. I have dinner for 11. It'll be so much fun. Everybody's at the table. There are no children's tables. The children sit at the table with the adults, and they learn how to interact with us in big dinners. And I look forward to seeing them and having them at the table with us. They are so much fun, and they are so in the moment. It's so much fun to just talk to them when they're here. So, and like I said last week, we go around the table and talk about what we're thankful for, and what they say is just always so wonderful and so sweet from the heart. So that'll be my Thursday. Yesterday, you'll be watching this on Friday. So I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I plan to have a nice video for you today. I have some new things to talk about, and one of the things is this beautiful, beautiful scarf. And I have 3 scarves from a friend of mine who knitted these scarves, and they're absolutely breathtaking. They're so beautiful, and I admire it so much because I'm trying to be a knitter, and I look at this and I go, there's no way I could knit that. But I mean, I probably could if I had some help, maybe. I don't know. I may not even want to try it. This is fingering weight yarn, okay? Fingering weight yarn. And I wanted to ask her if she was a continental knitter or a English throw knitter, and she's a continental knitter. And she goes much faster because of that. And so I kind of understand that. I kind of get that. I see people doing it on YouTube channels, and they really go fast. They go very, very fast. I go pretty fast. I got about half speed of what they're doing, and I'm very purposeful with my stitches. And for me, that works right now. But this particular scarf, and I'll get up here where you can see it, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's called Feeling Groovy by Teasdale. That's the pattern that she used. And her yarn is from Knit Picks. It's called Muse hand-painted sock yarn in the colorway Elation. So that's the colorway right there. It is just perfect for me because I love red, and it is coming up Christmas time, and I'll be wearing this quite a bit. And I've been wearing it for a while. It's very soft, and it's not scratchy at all. It's quite lovely and wonderful. So this is scarf number 1 I wanted to tell you about. Scarf number 2 are these 2 colors of purple together. This is a different pattern, and I'll tell you which pattern that is. It's Kallara by Ambah O'Brien. And I'll put all these down in the description box. I'll just write it just like I'm telling you now, from Knit Picks Hawthorne fingering in Williamette and Corvallis. Those are the 2 colorways. And she's done a row of each one, it looks like. Maybe one row of each, it looks like. But look at this beautiful pattern. It has kind of a band across the top. It's done at a diagonal, and the other diagonal is the rest of the scarf. So it's absolutely gorgeous. I'll be wearing this season as well, and just thrilled to have it. My friend Becky, who created these 3 scarves, she has taught knitting in the past, so she's a very good knitter, and you can tell that when you look at these. They're just so perfect and so beautiful, and I admire people that can knit like that. And so when she offered these, I thought, I will do that. I'll take those. And then this one is called Purple Sparkle and Wistoria Arbor Shawl by Carla Kisielnicki. Of course, they'll be in the description box if you want to look at the pattern. But this is what it looks like. It's got points all along the bottom of it. And in the middle of the bottom, I thought that was interesting. Down there, if you can see that, it's got a double point. I thought that was interesting. Right there at the bottom of the V, and then all along the sides here. Beautiful, beautiful scarf. I can't believe it has shawl, really. It's a shawl. And the yarn is from Knit Picks, and it's Stroll, Glimmer, Bear, and she hand-dyed it herself. She hand-dyed it herself, and the color name is Bearded Iris, is what she calls it. So she dyed this yarn herself. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm impressed. Becky, very nice job. Gorgeous shawls. I'm just so thrilled I have these for the season, and I will be wearing these 3 shawls. But in this video, I'm going to be wearing this one because I just love it. And it goes great with my gray little wool sweater that I have on that I bought as a retail. It's not hand done or anything, but I just really like them. So thank you, Becky. Very beautiful job. I'm enjoying wearing this one. All right, now, the next part of my program is viewer questions, and there are only a few, so let's go over the viewer questions from last video. And Cast Iron Skillet Granny asks, have you purchased yarn you loved but couldn't decide what to make with it, and what did you do? Well, I do that a lot. What I do with my yarn, I put it in my stash, and it's where I can see it every day when I walk by. And every now and then it'll jump out and it'll say, you need to make a scarf out of me, or I need to be a hat, or I need to be a sweater. A lot of times I'll do that. If I have a sweater quantity, I just have to wait until the right sweater comes along in my mind, or in my file drawer. I have 150 articles that I can crochet, and they're very beautiful, and I can just pick one out of there and crochet a sweater, or I can knit a sweater. I've only done that once, and it was interesting, but following directions, I haven't done that yet, so I would like to do that. But I always store it where I can see it, so that's how I take care of that. Lori Harlan asks, after finishing a diamond painting, what do you do with the leftover drills? Well, I store them in another system that I have of Ziploc bags in drawers, and I categorize them by the DMC number, and I put them in that. Now, I have a whole set of squares and a whole set of round drills, so you can't mix the two, of course, so you have to have a set of each one, and it works okay. It takes a while to do it, so I usually don't do it unless I'm just bored or something, and that's hardly ever. So I have a lot of containers of drills that are backed up there I haven't done anything with, but that's what I do with them. I don't throw them away. Some people combine them in a jar or something, you know, and that would be really nice. I probably have enough for that, but I thought I would save them since I've saved so many already. Thank you for that question, Lori, and Cast Iron Skillet Granny. Thank you for those two questions. Now, Crocheting with Donna. Hi there, Donna. She asks, what do others think about the Addy knitting machine? Now, I don't know. I did see some comments about the Addy knitting machine, and I've watched some videos about that. And Creative Grandma just put one out, and Cody, her grandson, does a tutorial on how to make a hat, and it was one of the better tutorials I've seen. It's really good, and he just jumped in there and learned how to do the Addy machine, and he's so good. I wrote him a comment, told him that was really one of the best I've seen tutorials. He demonstrates how to use it, and he's very good about that. He gets right down on it and tells you what he's doing, and he's very slow with his movements, and so you're not just looking all over the place. He's really focused in on it. So Cody, very good. I know you probably don't watch my show, but if you do, it was really good. I really liked it. And then Cinnamon Stitches also did one. I haven't even finished watching it. It was like over an hour, and she talks about it in very, very detail, and I like that. I learned a lot from Jennifer there at Cinnamon Stitches. So if you haven't seen her, you might go to her channel and look at that one. But Crocheting with Donna, thank you for the question. I don't know what people are saying, but if you read the comments and go back in my videos, like last week is the first week I mentioned it, and I would like to get an Addy knitting machine from Mr. On the Hook, and I think I'm going to tell him that's what I want for Christmas. So there you go. He's always asking me what I want, so I'm going to tell him. All right, Deb P. Funder, she's asking me, which will you choose, Addy or Centro? And I learned from Jennifer on Cinnamon Stitches that the Centro brand of knitting machine has 2 more stitches on it than the Addy. The Addy has 46 stitches and the Centro has 48. I don't think I'd buy a different brand just because it had 2 extra stitches on it, but she said sometimes the hats that you make don't fit everybody because they're not quite big enough. So that's something to think about. I don't know, but I would probably buy the Addy because it's more popular, it's more well-known, and people use it more. And I don't know if the Centro is better or will hold up better. I don't know. Thank you, Deb, for that. Lori Harlan. Another question. Have you tried knitting hats in the round yet? No, I have not. I have not even knit a hat yet, I don't think. I've crocheted a lot of hats, but I haven't knit any hats. And I love the crocheted hats, so I'm not sure I would even bother to make a knitted hat unless I used it on the knitting machine. I know that a lot of people make hats that way. And it's fun to have hats around, and you can give them away to the homeless or the hospice or the people who are taking chemo. You know, sometimes they get cold, and so it might be good to do that. I really don't know, but there again, those are the questions that I had from last week. Now, I asked for suggestions as well, and I have a few here. Bonnie suggested that I check out Roxanne Richardson and Danish Musings for knitting content, because I asked them who to look at for knitting. And then Han Jan Crochet for crochet tutorials. And she also recommended steam blocking for acrylic shawl to relax the stitches. So thank you very much, Bonnie, for those suggestions. Appreciate that. Carlina recommended Koala Knits and Knacks on YouTube for Addie knitting machine tutorials, and they are really good. There are 100 of them. Anything you'd ever want to make on an Addie knitting machine, she's got a tutorial for it. I looked at one of hers. It was really good. So I subscribed, and I'll be looking at those and see if I want to move ahead. Claudia said that Addie and Central machines do not work well with Red Heart yarn, and Red Heart, I guess, Super Saver or whatever. I'd had Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches said the same thing. Cody said the same thing on Creative Grandma. So I'm guessing that it probably doesn't work all that well with Red Heart, which I have a ton of. But I also heard that I Love This Yarn does very well with Addie knitting machine. So that's good. I have lots of that as well. So that'll be good. I would just want to try some things. Deb says, share a detailed experience about Addie and Central machines. They may drop stitches, require adjusting crank speed and tension, and create double thickness fabrics for hats. Yes, and all the hats I saw were double thickness, except Cinnamon Stitches, or Jennifer, actually takes hers off the Addie machine, and she knits by hand the crown. So it looks really, really pretty. Instead of just pulling a string and tightening it up at the top, which is what my crochet hats do. I mean, I usually do that for my crocheted hats. And it makes it very fast, and you don't have to do any special crocheting and decreasing at the top, which makes the pattern a lot easier. But if you use the knitting machine, you can knit the top according to what Jennifer showed. It looked really beautiful, and she's a much better knitter than I. She's been knitting for a few years, and so she knows what she's doing there. I probably wouldn't know that, but I can always follow directions in a tutorial. So if it came down to it, I might want to do that and just make the hat one thickness instead of two. Usually you have two, then you pull the center in and you fold it over, and it makes a hat. So there you go. Hillcross suggested adding a back and forth scarf pattern alongside the Sadie scarf in the upcoming booklet. So I could add the Sadie scarf to something else, and I've asked Mr. On the Hook to find something to put it with. So he said that he would. We'll see how far he gets with that. Sue Lupfer recommended many tutorials available for the Addie machine and mentions her daughter loves hers for making hats. So that's one good thing. I heard that your daughter likes to make hats on her Addie machine, so that's good. And for the Cozy Pozy sweater, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute, Wendy Loves Yarn said that the stitch used in Cozy Pozy is called an extended double crochet, and I call it the double crochet 1/3. I wasn't really inventing it, but I just kind of thought it up, and so it already had a name, and I've had a feeling it did have a name, extended double crochet. So those are the suggestions I had from last week's video. If I missed yours, I'm sorry. I had to cut it off kind of early for Mr. On the Hook because I wanted to record this on Tuesday so that I would have my Wednesday through Saturday or Sunday free for my family. So there you go. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving too. I think I'm going to. I'm making turkey dressing, a sweet potato souffle, a green bean casserole, cranberry sauce, which is in the can. Nobody likes the kind that you actually make with regular cranberries. So I just buy it in the can, and I'm having rolls and tea to drink and a vegetable plate. That should be enough food, don't you think? It should do it. But everybody likes to come and eat that for Thanksgiving, so I'm making it again this year. As you know, I'm a diamond painter, and I'm going to quickly show you the progress I've made on my diamond painting, which is quite a bit. Since last Friday, I only worked 3 or 4 nights on it, but I have made some good progress. So let's take a look at that. And by the way, I'll show a picture of the finished painting on the right so you can see where I am on my painting. This is the progress I've made on my diamond painting this week. I have again unrolled the bottom of it, which I keep rolled up underneath here so that I can move the painting down this way. So this is what I've done so far. I am so pleased. I finished this right here. I was here last week, right in there, and I finished all of this. And now I'm up here, and I finished one of the squares here, and I'm working on the second one. So I've made lots of progress on this. This is Meeting on the Turret Stairs by William Barton, I believe. Yes, by William Barton. And I am placing a picture of it on here so you can see the finished painting. But right now I have finished the young man's legs and foot right here. This right here is a column, and I always thought that was his leg. It doesn't look right. That's a column. Here's the bottom of his coat, and I'm working well into her dress now. See, I'm getting into her dress, which is great. And then their faces are right over the top here. So we should be able to see those maybe next week. I won't be working on them yet, but I will be working toward them. I'm about halfway through now. So that's the progress I've made on my newest diamond painting. I hope you like that. I just so enjoy diamond painting. It's so much fun. And this particular painting is one I've wanted to do for a long time. And it's also sponsored by Jade of Jaded Gem Shop. You can go down in the description box. You can see the offer code is on the hook. If you go to her shop, you can get 20% off your purchase. And she's given me that offer code, very generous offer code, for anybody who wants to go there, and tell them that I sent you. If you don't mind, tell her that I sent you and that you're a diamond painter. Now let's talk about knitting some more. I was at Barnes & Noble the other day and I bought 2 books. I love to go to Barnes & Noble. I haven't been there in a long time. So I went to the craft aisle there, and there were some good knitting books there. Not too many though. And hardly any crochet books. I was kind of disappointed, but I did find a couple here. I was going to find Knitting for Dummies. That's the one I was going to buy. And I went especially in there for that. And the lady behind the counter said they don't have that book, and they don't have a section that says, you know, accounting for dummies, knitting for dummies, crochet for dummies, and all those. So I guess I'll have to go to Amazon and order it. And I think I will probably do that this afternoon. I'll just take care of that myself. But I had to buy something because I don't go in there very often. It's rare that I ever go in the mall, actually. We were in there for another reason. So Mr. On the Hook and I were meandering around Barnes & Noble, and I found this book. It's called The Knitting Answer Book. And it's the 2nd edition, so they've updated it a little bit, and it's by Margaret Radcliffe. I don't know who Margaret is. Maybe she's a great knitter. I don't know. But the book looks very simple. It's mostly just black and white. There are some drawings in here, though, and some good explanations. I did read a couple of them, and they sounded very logical and easy to understand. So I went ahead and bought this book. First of all, because it's small and I can set it anywhere. It's a very small book. See, it's just a small book. And then I bought this big book, which I don't know. I'll just keep this on the coffee table or something. But there's some great, beautiful patterns in here, and I'm hoping that I'm going to make one. I'm decided I really need to make at least one pattern with some directions in it. And this is what the book is. The Vogue Knitting, the Learn to Knit book. It was not cheap, but it's a really nice book from the editors of Vogue Knitting magazine. Now, I know people that read that and they think it's the best thing since sliced bread. I've never looked at one, but I did look at the, yes, I did. I went to the magazine section and I found the Vogue Knitting magazine, and it looks very difficult, but a beautiful magazine like this. It's just sort of like this. See all the color, the beautiful color photographs in here? Nearly every page has a color photograph. So I guess I really wasn't spending too much on it. It was $23, $22.95. But I figured, you know what, it can go in my library, and some of the crocheting books I'm going to be culling from there, and I will let y'all have some of those because I'm not reading all those right now. I'm trying to learn how to knit. That doesn't mean I'm not going to crochet, because I'm doing plenty of that, believe me. Now, one more thing about knitting, and then we'll get to the crochet. This knitting is ongoing. Will it ever end? This is the Finally Fall Shawl by Jennifer at Fiberflux. And this is how far I've gotten. I'm going to stretch this out. And look at that. Jeannie is working hard. This is where I was last week. So I did about maybe 10 or 15 rows of knitting, which each row is longer than the one before it. So it's getting larger all the time. And that makes the going a little bit slower, but that's okay. I just do that at certain times of the day, and when I don't need to think about anything at all, I can work on this, and that's okay. It's great. And I'm making this from a mandala line brand, size 3 yarn, and there are 590 yards on here, and I'm going to knit until I finish it. It's going to be a large shawl, I believe. I believe it's going to be large. So I'm excited about that. I'm keeping this in a little project bag that I bought from somebody a long time ago. It's the right size, and it sits down in there so that when I pull the yarn, it doesn't twirl around, you know, and get mixed up. So I just leave it in the project bag, and that way I don't have to worry about pulling it out and working on it and then putting it back in there. I just leave it in there all the time. So that is my Finally Fall shawl by Jennifer at Fiberflux, and it was just a tutorial. She had a pattern, but I didn't really need it. It just had one thing you had to know, and that was it. It's all knit, by the way. There's no purling there, which I don't really mind the purling. I like to purl, but knitting, it goes a little bit faster for me. So there you go. This is, I don't know if you know who this is. Her name's Jennifer as well. The Daily Connoisseur's Guide to Living Well at Home. And Jennifer Scott has a beautiful YouTube channel, and she talks about her day, and she's a stay-at-home mom. I think she's several children, but she talks about how to make the most of your day, and I just really like her attitude. And so I signed up for this book in June, and it's just now being released. She had just written it, and it was being edited and all that, so I went ahead and bought it on Amazon, and it came the other day. I was so excited, but this is what it looks like. It's called The Daily Connoisseur's Guide to Living Well at Home. A beautiful, beautiful book. Look at that beautiful little graphic on the front. Somebody did that drawing. Very cute. She's got her, if you'll notice, she's got her vacuum cleaner over here. There it is right there. She's reading a book and having a glass of tea. So she's, you know, a cup of tea, I should say. Here's a picture of her right here. She's cute as she can be. And she's so well-mannered. And she talks in this book about being thoughtful about your home and how to decorate it and what to do in your dining room, and to always use nice china or dinnerware, you know, things like that. And I just wanted to read it. I watched her for years. When I first started looking at YouTube, I watched her, and I really enjoyed her YouTube channel. So I don't know her YouTube channel. I should know that. Oh, The Daily Connoisseur is the YouTube channel. And I'll try to put a link down in the description box in case you're interested in that. Now let's get on to crocheting. Crocheting. I'm making this, as you know, I talked about it last week, the Cozy Pozy Pullover sweater. It's a sweater, and I wrote this in 2020. And I thought, you know what, I only made it one time. I'm going to make it again. So I'm making it from Loops and Threads. It's Loops and Threads. And it's impeccable. Let me get that up there where you can see it. Impeccable acrylic, all acrylic. It's a size 4 yarn. And I'm using a J hook, which is 6.0 millimeter. And Crystal is modeling this today. Now, I want to get this over here where you can see it. I'm going to move my camera just a little bit. Okay. Crystal is modeling this today. Now, I haven't woven any ends, so you'll see some long ends on this, and I'll back her up here in a minute. But if you'll notice, look up here. Now, this right here has a V-neck neckline in the front, a V-neck in the front. And I made the back, like I always do. I made the back. This is actually needs to be pulled through. That's a knot that was in the impeccable yarn. Only one I've seen. It was right there at the top, so I have to pull it through. This is the right side, by the way. I'm showing you the right side, but again, I haven't woven in any ends. But if you'll notice, this is as far as you crochet on the back. You crochet to the shoulder, which is over here. Okay? And when I was crocheting the front, you do that in a separate piece, and I was just watching TV or something, and I kept crocheting, and I didn't put the neckline in. You're supposed to stop right here and start decreasing for the neckline, and I totally forgot to do it. I don't know what was wrong. I don't know why I did that, but you know, I'm not ripping out. So I just went ahead and finished it to the top, to the shoulder. And this is it right here. There's the line. And I put the two together, and I just didn't love it. I mean, I didn't love it. The neckline, it came down here like this, and in the back, it came down here like this, and I just wasn't thrilled about how it looked. So I decided to extend the neckline, and if you'll notice, there's about maybe 2 inches extra up here at the top. And I went all the way around with it, around the back and around the shoulders and all that. And as I was going around, I decreased every, maybe 6 stitch, 6 and 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And I put a stitch marker around every decrease. So if you notice, that is around the post of the decrease, not at the top, but at the post. So you can find them very easily. And then I did the next row. I offset the decrease a little bit, and then I offset it up here as well. And then I crocheted a half double crochet around the top of the neckline, and it fits just fine. But I didn't plan to make it that way. I planned to wear a V-shaped neckline, and I didn't do that. Okay, and so the original had bell sleeves on it. Bell sleeves, they ended right there, right there. And that might have been a little bit short. See, they were like that, a little bit short. I could have gone a little bit longer with the bell. I could have gone maybe down here this far where my thumbs are, but I didn't do that. I quit right there. And so I decided I wanted, a long sleeve with a cuff. So I think I told you that last week. I decided to put cuffs on this. So I did a row of double crochet around to give me my base. And then every other row I decreased every 3 to 5 stitches, depending on how small I wanted it to be. So it has graduated down like this, a drastic decrease at the bottom, 2 rows, about every 2 stitches. I do 2 and then decrease, 2 and decrease. And then I added 5 rows of double crochet for the cuff. And it fits great. I'll probably be wearing it next week, but I had to take all these stitch markers out, and they're on both sleeves all around the top. So I didn't really have time to do that since today is Tuesday, and you're seeing this on Friday. So it's all sewn up, though. She's all sewn up and ready to go. And I did really well with this particular measurement under the arm. It's about 1 inch below my armpit, which is fine. If you get it too low, then the sleeves are too big. You don't want to do that. So I was very careful about that. I just missed the neckline. So we'll see how it looks next week. If I have to do anything else to it, I'll let you know. But so far, it looks like it's going to be a really nice sweater. Now, one thing I will say about crochet, I love crochet. I do a lot of crochet. But this is a very heavy sweater. I bought 5 skeins of yarn, and I have 1 skein left. So this is 4 skeins of yarn, which isn't too bad, but it is a lot of yarn. It's a lot of yarn because it's heavy. But that's okay in the wintertime. I'll probably be glad of that. And I'll probably wear this with like a black turtleneck or something like that. If it's not very cold, I'll wear a black tank top under it or something like that to smooth it out. But crystal looks pretty good in it. I don't know about me. I haven't tried it on since I did the second sleeve, so I'm sure it'll be okay. But I'll be wearing this next week. And so this is the Cozy Pozy pullover and my newest version without the V-neck neckline. I have 2 blankets in the making, 2 crochet blankets, and I haven't done anything on them. I spent most of my time finishing the Cozy Pozy pullover, doing some knitting, some grocery shopping, some book shopping, some present shopping. So I did all that before today, and I just wanted to show you what I've done. I did quite a bit of diamond painting. I did some crochet, and I did some knitting. So I feel pretty good about my few days that I had before. I didn't even do a whole week, so there you go. I will remind you that our shops are open. Our website shop and our Etsy shop are both open. We're having a sale. And if you didn't see that on email, the sale is 15% off everything. That includes mugs, garden flags, project bags of all kinds, including the zipper bag. All of those are on sale. On sale. So, and also have the journals and the personalized journals they're all on sale. Everything's on sale, so be sure to check that. It goes off sale on Sunday, so if you're seeing this on Friday, you've got a couple of days. I hope you watch it in time. It'll be off sale Sunday night at midnight, so be sure you go out there and see if there's anything you want for a Christmas present or for your own self. You know, you can find it out there on our website, On the Hook Crochet. So I'll put links to all that down in the description box so you can find them. And again, I hope you have a wonderful week after Thanksgiving. I hope it's a great week for you. And just join me next Friday to find out what's on the hook.